depending on time zone. I hope you find wherever you are today another political bombshell. So right into why GACHAGUA is saying there is no need for dialogue. I don't know what you feel. Do you think dialogue should be the way, or people should not accept the dialogue? Now, of course, we saw Kindiki. I won't play the video because I already did something on that. We saw Kindiki when speaking, and his message was that there is need for dialogue between the government and the opposition. Now, currently, and people had said that what the government is waiting is just some photos sitting together with the opposition, that is whether Matiang, whether Paul Mwite, whether it will be Natembea, and that will be it, right? So, of course, you understand very well, dialogue has been away in Kenya. And it has only been coming after elections. Now, it is funny that for once we've had the government asking for dialogue before elections, right? That is following the demonstrations that have been looming in Kenya. We've never had that. It's historical, right? It's historical. We've never had any moment where the government is calling on dialogues before elections. Guys, and remember, one thing that happened in Kenya is that when Raila Odinga joined the government through a broad-based organization, the government was like, everything is sorted. Regardless of the fact that in 2024, the demonstration that led to this broadband government was an aspect of Gen Z. So Gen Z is everything tells us that they are leaderless, they are tribalist, and they are, in fact, is it also said they are faceless? Unfortunately, in the process of Gen Z's making demands, which were free education, of course, or increasing of subsidies on aspects to do with health, education, and more, it happened that the government forgot about those demands. Yeah, because when you look at 2024 demonstrations by the Gen Z, their agenda was very different from what came about later. Peter Polazok, welcome in the house. You using Germany, or is this Germany? Has du einen Freund, a you possibly are saying how are you, friend, if I may be interpreting that right. I'm very fine, Peter Polazek. How do you respond that in Germany? Let me see. Oh, we say Willis Dimish Alfred haben. Yeah, I see that's Germany because I started studying some little Germany, but I've not really mastered. I've just mastered some few words like Entschuldigung, Danke, Was. Hey, such words. All right, so we comment on the platform, Peter Polazek. So Javi Ajit, hi, welcome in the house. Peter Polazek goes on and say, Volenva and Sverebon. I have to do more of classes here because I did some few classes in German and I'm not really making a lot of effort. I need to because I really look forward to visiting German also. Rismawati AJ, which language again is that? Bonjour, Monso. Hey, I really love this, you know. When you meet different people on the platform from different places, you really love it and they challenge you to learn these languages. So Javi Ajit, bonjour, Monso. I think that's what the response should be. And Rismawati, you said EG. I don't know which language that is also. You can inform me and maybe tell me how I would respond if that is the language. Because I just know EG as a freeware 208 video game. But for a language, I don't know which language that is. So welcome on board. You can actually give me a like to the platform. Javi Ajit say come. Come kava. Come sava. Okay, it's normally come sava. Yeah, actually. Come sava. It's how sometimes we respond in French. So bonjour bonsoir does not apply to all the time. It's come sava. Bonjour bonsoir sometimes. I don't know whether I'm saying it even correctly. Uh, All right. And then Iji, is it the Mo language or something like that from Congo? Iji. I'm trying to just actually understand that because I've ever heard of Iji from that part. Will Willie Dumish Alfred Haban. Hey, Willie Dumish Alfred Haban. I hope I'm pronouncing correctly, Peter Polazek. I hope so, but it's a bit tough, you know. German language is a bit tough, but I've been listening to BBTV and getting enlightened on one or the other thing. So, Rismawati, where did you go? Give me a like before you go. Don't run away with my like. Javi Ajit, also give me a like. I don't know how to say that in French. Willis Duzumi is a hen. Hey. What do I say? It's like I'm in a class here. Yeah, I'm in a class. So when you say, what did you say? All right. So Javi Ajit tells me, I don't know whether it's he or she again. Hey, I'm sorry for that. So you know some English? All right. That's very good of you. Peter Polozovek came again, say, whilst du zu me the hen. Hey, somebody translate for me so that I understand what that means. Whilst du zu me the hen. Hey. Then again, whilst du mama veden. Hey. Mosquito ho. There's another language here. Welcome on board. I'm so happy. Oh, mosquito ho said AI. Javi Ajit said, obviously, I'm a Kenyan. All right. Thank you so much, fellow Kenyan, but you know a lot of German. You know also French. You are a polyglot. That means possibly you are a polyglot. You understand so many languages. Because if you are Kenyan, I know you know Kiswahili, you know English, then you know French, you know German. Yeah, so I've just found very many vocabularies here. Mosquito ho is saying, so brasileira. Hey, from Brazil. So I come from Brazil. Is that what you're saying? So brasileira. Javiajit says, Mimi nimeenda Ujaman. Hey, I'll be following you soon. Kenya, Marwa. Things are very tough in Kenya. Yeah, things are tough in Kenya. So we list to Mama Veden. I've seen we list to Zui, Mizehen. We list to Zu, Mizehen. So Kanensie Mirkufen. Kanensie Hey, what do we say? Mirkufen. Yeah? Or ich washe misht. That's a tough language anyway, but I'm learning. Mosquito says, Sim, today you people, you have challenged me. You really challenged me. I need to learn these languages. You know, this YouTube street allows us to learn these things because our subscribers give us different languages, and therefore we really have to interact with them. But I really long to go to places like there is Germany and there is this land. Is it Sweden? Not actually Sweden. There is a land that is very small, but it's very, precious in terms of growth. I would really wish to go there. I have a passport, but then I don't have visas, that will allow me to travel anywhere. So guys, hey, how do you say in German that I want to talk about our politics? Somebody give me that. Now that today I've gone into German, I would wish somebody gave us this. In German, how do you say that? Yeah, so somebody enlighten me before I start. Like in German language, how would I say that? That I want to talk about Gachagua and why he doesn't want dialogue, you know? How do I say that? Somebody make me understand. All right. So as I wait, Peter Polzavek has said, Prinzessin Nash Hering Zehen. Really? Prinzessin Nash Hering Zehen? What does that mean? I'm getting it tough here. I'm getting it tough, you know? Take me slowly, hey, because actually I'm getting it tough. So Prinzessin Nash, Nash Herring Zehen. Hey, I learn on the job, man. So this one means, what does that mean? It's a tough one. I can't even get the equal wording for that. Anyway, I learn on the job. So thank you so much for that German in the language. Danke, danke, danke. Ay, danke for these lessons, you know. Not easy. I did some Japanese language, and so I was hoping that I also study some German and some French. But then when you're already above 18, it becomes a tough process, right? So guys, let's get to this. We were talking about Kindiki. Kindiki, the current deputy president. Beast single. You're asking whether I'm single, right? I am not. So, beast single. Then what do I say if I'm saying no? Nay. Nay, 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 nay. Peter? Nay. All right. So guys, here we want to talk about the politics of the day now. So I'm so happy that you really got me going. You really came to the house hitting and running. Yeah. So welcome on board. Let's talk about politics in Kenya. You know, Gachagua is really hitting the street and making everybody why hey. And even yesterday, somebody accused me of actually seeming to be kind of biased, but I don't do biased content. I just do the analysis, present as it is, and give my perspective, right? So thank you. We have about 4 people in the house. Give me a like. Volen vir zusamen esen gehen. Hey, that is a very long sentence. Volen va zusamen esen gehen. Whatever it means, I may be abusing myself without knowing. I don't know. Maybe Javi Ajit should be translating for me. All right. So, of course, we heard a lot from politicians. As a political analyst, what I do is to bring here the facts now on the table of politics. The tea is gingering, and the ginger is right there with the Kindiki saying we need dialogue. Possibly having been sent by the president because he cannot come out here speaking for himself. Lebst du mich. Hey, guys, lebst du mich. What does that mean? Hey, today, the lessons on the streets. Hey, lebst du mich. What does that mean? I think I've ever heard that phrase. Lebst du mich. Is that the way? Lebst du mich is like, do you love me? Okay, how do I love somebody I've not interacted with actually? Yeah. Or are you giving us the movie? There's a movie that has ever been there. Anyway, let's focus on politics, guys. You know, I'm supposed also to focus on the work that brought me here 15 minutes down the line. Now I'll be doing the focus. Bite Willis do ba meet me and again. Okay, so guys, let's focus on the discussion ahead of us so that we don't leave the political audience outside. Peter Bolazek, danke. So let me focus on this work and actually talk about the dialogue and the rejection for dialogue, you know. So Kindiki has been there pressing on dialogue aspects, and we know he's the voice of the president, because there is no way a deputy president will speak without the, affirmation from the president. Remember, our president is a president that wants people to say what he wants to bring out. The reason why GACHAGUA was even, thrown out of his post, he was talking his mind without listening to the president. So I believe that Kindiki came out to speak what he did because the president had asked for dialogue. And so he came out to say that the youth should come and speak. And of course, we saw him in one of the videos, the president saying, if anybody has anything to share, let them come, A mild way of telling people, come, let's talk. Now, let's hear. Today, I found something from Mudavadi. Mudavadi, for once, responding to shoot in the leg order. Yeah, so let's listen to him before we go to Omutata.
As we also ask the security agencies not to injure citizens when they express their constitutional right.
In his statement, Mudavadi called for democracy.
Now, when you hear Mudavadi saying this, and he's the advisor, is one of the advisors we believe in the government, what exactly is happening? Because why should president say one thing and then another one comes with a different, idea? Now, remember, this is the video in which the president expressed need to shoot in the leg, right? Yeah, this one here. He said that they should shoot them in the leg and they go to court to handle cases while liming, right? And so the Gen Z picked it up and came up with a lot of memes that are very, very surprising, proving that they'll go to vote while liming. But then automatically you understand, they wouldn't vote for the person who said they should be shot, right? Yeah, so let's go ahead and see during this meeting, it's like, we also had something here, right?
William Mpaka anasema Goga piga mtu risasi mguu. By the way, if he has forgotten, Lex Masai died because he was shot on the leg.
The shooting directives have sparked a firestorm.
Yeah, you understand that man, right? A very close person to Matiang'i, because he's the one who has endorsed Matiang'i. Now, let's look at
leaders across the country.
The religious leaders here. What are they saying? What are they saying? Before we look at Okia Mtata, this is what they had to say.
Order is not congruent to our constitution.
2027 presidential aspirant and Busia.
That is what even the church is saying. And now let's get to Okia Mtata. What did he have to say? You know very well about Okia Mtata, right? And he's also proving that he will be vying for presidential. The presidents in the house. Oh, we have so many candidates. Jack, where are you from? I'm from Kenya. What about you? Welcome in the house. You can give me a like. Peter Polexane, did you give me a like on the video? You really chatted a lot. You made my day, Jack, give me a like also on the video before you go. Mosquito Ho, you didn't give me a like. Javita Jit, where is my like? Because when I count the numbers of people on the live stream, there are more than those likes. Rismawati, you just appeared and disappeared. So anybody should not go with my like. Do not. Jack, nice to meet you too. Thank you for coming to my platform and give me a like, thumbs up, and contribute towards the topic if you're interested in politics, because I believe politics is the order of the day. And we have always to talk about it, because if we don't talk about it, we will. We can't leave other people from other countries to maybe talk about it, and we ourselves, we are not doing the analysis of our own politics. So right here, that's why I decided to do this analysis, ladies and gentlemen. So Jack, thank you so much. I don't know where you come from, you can share, so that I appreciate. You may be coming from a different country, and that really excites me. Like Peter Polazek and Javi Ajita from Germany, and I really appreciate. So give me a like, and I really appreciate, because that means a world to me. You know, that like means a world to me. Subscription too. If you're not subscribed to the channel, don't watch from outside, watch from inside. Hey, mulisikia when in Kenya, the politicians within the government are saying, wow, wanasikia uzuri wa kuwa ndani ya serikali. So be in my channel, inside my channel. Don't watch from outside, right? So subscribe to the channel so that you're watching from inside. Jack is in India, Wamaste. Wamaste from India. I have a lot of followers from India, even on the other channel. I normally have another channel, Edutainment for Us, that which focuses on entertainment, reactions, and education. But here, I do much of politics and anything to do with mysterious death. Sometimes I do such a combination, but I'll be doing some soon. I'll not done most of them, but I've done at least 3 on my live streams. So thank you so much, Jack Wamaste, and thank you for representing India in the house. Every day I do a live stream, I never miss somebody from India. At least today I've had German in the house, and I'm so appreciative. I always have a lot of Jamaicans in the house, South Africans, Sydney. There is one that comes from Butcher. Butcher, today, where are you? All right, so let's proceed and see Okia Mutata. Okia Mutata came about, and this is what he had to say.
Constitution and move on. You are talking about the kind of things we have, like the runaway debt. If we just follow the constitution, we will not be there. So these dialogues and whatever is an attempt to have this thing to remove the struggle away from the common man and vest it in an elite group.
The Interior Minister says.
Okay, Jack, my local language is Luya. Do you know Luya language? Luya language, that's my local dialect from Kenya, right? So I don't know. What about you? Because you said you are from India, and for me, I'm from Kenya, and I've said my local language is Luya. Oh, you don't know. Yeah, so that is, Luya is, we are amongst the biggest, population, number 3, I believe. After the Kikuyus, then is the next Kalenjins, then Luyas are the 3rd, possibly. We are number 2 or 3 there. So, I belong to the Luya people, and that's my local dialect that I speak, right? So possibly, I don't know, because this is a channel where I meet international audience. I may not actually bring out my local language and speak it, but that's my local language. For Jack, you're saying you are Maya? Or what are you saying? Your local language is Maya. You mean India we have dialects such as Maya and others? All right, that's new to me. That is new to me. All right. How old are you? Oh, how old are you? Guys, should I not? Anyway, let me proceed, but that one can be a side question, a question away from here, I'm not actually hiding anything, but sometimes when you're focused on these aspects, you don't really have to share, such details online, right? Jack understands. All right, thank you so much for understanding. Yeah, so guys, the call for dialogue in Kenya has come as a surprise, because we have never had a dialogue, the government of the day asking for a dialogue with the people who are rioting, maybe the young people who are rioting, or the opposition that is just forming. We saw during Kibaki government, there was an opposition forming during that time. We saw during Uhuru's government, the opposition was forming, but we never, ever saw anything like call for dialogue. Yeah, we never saw Uhuru calling for dialogue. We never saw Kibaki calling for dialogue. And their approach was different. Like Uhuru could say, just tell me when you want to demonstrate and I give you that day and you go forth and demonstrate. And of course, the police were never allowed to actually shoot and kill, shoot in the legs and let them be lame and go to court. During Kibaki's time, we saw that Kibaki could say, wacha waendelee na upuzi wao, wakitaka wafanye, si hapa wala pale, kwani wewe ni Mkenya na umeishi na utaishi tena. That is what we could hear from Kibaki actually. And also Uhuru, we saw how he could take the thing lightly, right? Thank you so much. I will appreciate. And actually, here is where we meet international people and we form friends. Of course, that will be easy for us, even if I'm traveling to India and I know my subscriber who is willing maybe to make me travel around India. It would be easy, you know. So I really appreciate. Thank you so much. I don't know how they say in India, thank you. I've forgotten the word because I've been training dances in India and all that to people around here, but I've forgotten the word for thank you in India. So a lot of appreciation, and you can give me a like also up there on the video. It really matters to me a lot. Now let's listen to Ruto. Ruto continues to accuse, you know. Let's listen here.
Kama viongozi wa kanisa, viongozi wa siasa, viongozi wengine wote wanashiriki katika mambo ambayo inafanya vijana wa taifa letu la Kenya kufanya mambo ya maandamano. Tunawa encourage, tunawachochea wananchi wa Kenya waende kwa mabarabara. Wakifika huko mabarabarani, mambo yale ya barabarani inachukua mstari wa mbele. Your Excellency, wewe unatutengea masoko.
In keeping with the tone and spirit demonstrated within the week, the government has doubled down on its stand on handling
so actually you've seen the president now doing a blame games. That's what he's taking, you know. So the president of Kenya has turned into at first he started as a furious individual saying that let them be shot in the legs so that they can go to the court while liming. And he realized that his statement was actually overt, you know, extreme. Because we can see Mudavadi standing against it. We can see the opposition standing against it. We can see the international bodies standing against it. We also saw Mother Kome standing against it. So he has finally realized that this statement is working against him, you know, because like the youth took it to heart and created a lot of memes with people leaving and going on ahead and then proceeding to vote. You know what that communicates. It's quite, you know, a different message. So the president now comes out and starts the blame games. You know, he's saying that even for the shooting order to be made, even for the people to have died on the streets, even for the demonstration to go ahead, it is the church, the opposition who are inciting Kenyans. You know, he is saying that. That is what he is giving here in the speech that he offered today. That is the clergy, that is the churches, the opposition, including Matiang, Gachagua, and the rest, who have incited the people to go to the streets. So it's like he's blaming them.
Na lazima tukabiliane na wao kama vile wahalifu wengine wanakabiliwa.
The government further warning opposition politicians against hiding behind the tribalism.
So according to him, he believes that the opposition is hiding behind the young people and hiding behind demonstrations. Okay, Jack, my brief explanation on the topic is that currently in Kenya, we are having, since demonstrations and since the death of many young people on the streets and since the goons and the Subaris that we saw shooting people and leaving, what has happened since then is that we've had the government now calling upon dialogue, you know. They are asking the young people or the opposition to come out and have dialogue with them, you know, so that they sort out things and have structural measures. Now, on the other hand, critical analysts are saying that if they do such a dialogue, it will be a mess, because people have been calling out for the end of the current regime, and slowly by slowly, they are saying that since demonstrations cannot help, we should have elections in 2027, and young people should register, then vote against the current government if they want to see changes in education, health, and other matters that are actually on the knees in Kenya. Now, President, of course, after demonstration, went ahead and told the policemen that instead of shooting in the head, or shooting these young people and killing them, they should shoot in the legs, right? And that statement was not actually taken with any, excitement by the young people. So they created memes to mock the president and show that even when they will be liming, they'll limb to the ballot box and vote somebody else. Are you seeing? At the same time, the CS of Kenya Interior, that is Murkomen, had given orders to the police to shoot, to shoot people who approach the police post or even demonstrators. So that statement was also the international bodies of human rights and any other citizen, of course, apart from few people who are supporting it. And so after that, it's like the president has realized that whatever orders he gave and what his CS gave is not very good. And he has turned the song now. He's blaming the opposition, the clergy, and any other person for inciting the youth to go to the streets. Now he's turning the blame on them and saying, even though they were shot, even though I gave this order, even though it happened as it did, the possibility was as a result of the clergy and the opposition who excitingly supported the young people to go to the street and really told them to go. Of course, you understand, when the young people wanted to go for demonstration Sabasaba, previously the demonstration after Ojwang's death, the opposition stood up and said the people should actually go ahead and do whatever it is. So when we look into it, the opposition are saying, no, we don't need any dialogues. Instead, we need to change the leadership. Are you hearing that? So, Jack, I know some little Hindu, but not so much, actually. Do you know Hindi? No, not so much. Just some few statements. Because, like, I have been training some students in dances, Indian dances, and going up to the national levels, winning even as #1. So that is why I'm excited about Indian aspects. And I think that's why I got some subscribers following, because I heard the girls dancing a lot of Indian songs and I posted the videos. Okay, Jack has given, I really like Indian language and even the culture itself, especially the dances are so exciting. Kak, say memes. Oh, not memes. Thank you, Kak. So memes, yeah, the memes that the young people made, had a very heavy message that I think the government has realized it may really blow them down. So that's why today I'm doing an analysis of what GACHAGUA has actually done. Learning never stops. Kak has just taught me. I normally keep saying memes, I don't know why, instead of memes. All right. So let's get to hear this. You heard the president, now it's a blame game, pointing fingers at the clergy, at the opposition. And I know the clergy is going to react because most of them, of course, are against the decision of the president building the 1.5 billion church within the State House. So I know the church is going to react very soon. So let's look at this.
Mitandao ya kijamii wiki hii imefurika picha za kiliunde na video za kupinga kwa ucheshi ama kukejeli amri ya rais.
All right, let me stop that first. I wanted to go to I want actually to go to the video whereby Gachagua was in America and was opposing dialogues, you know, and also Mother Karua. Let's start with Mother Karua. Though Mother Karua did not strongly talk against dialogues, she talked about the killings.
To cause mayhem.
Let's see this.
Gatete Njoroge, Citizen TV.
There is a state-sanctioned
Now, when Gachagua, how long the live blog took? Possibly will take maybe maximum of 1 hour. Maximum of 1 hour, Jack. Most times I just do a live stream for 1 hour, especially political one, because you have a lot to dig here and there. Now, this is Gachagua in America, and he is talking about taking the bull by the horns, you know. He's saying that he cannot withstand the pressure that comes with the fight, you know. He's asking the people whether they'll stand that pressure, you know. And Mother Karua there.
Gachagua for the US visit. Projected their union as the best.
That is US for you. You know. So I don't know what you feel anyway. Whether you feel like Gachagua should let the dialogues be or not. And somebody was like, never should they allow, because if they allow, the pictures are enough to bring down the narrative. And as for me, what I think, why are they singing and dancing? You know, Gachagua went to USA. And once he left for USA, what he's doing is collecting maybe international, the people living in USA, but they come from Kenya or Africa, collecting their views on aspect to do with the governance, you know. He's trying to sell the narrative of one term. If you know what Gachagua has been doing in the country, walking around and talking about one term, that the president does not deserve to lead for another term, you know. So that narrative has been really in the country, and now he wants to sell it outside so that he can get maybe international support. That's what we just think, because he's not revealing, but when we look at his moves, you know, he's actually doing that. And when he arrived in the US, the people there received him warmly and began dinner movements and all that. And he talked to them about what is happening in Kenya, what he wants. And as they sing, obviously you understand that anytime people are having a meeting, whether political, social, or whatever, the singing and dancing must go on, Jack. So that is exactly what has happened here with the people singing for Gachagua. Now let's just get to what he said.
You cannot plead sovereignty ya nchi.
Let's listen to Kalonzo Musyoka.
William Ruto ameshindwa na kuendesha mamlaka aliyopatiwa na watu wa Kenya. Na sasa ameanza kulaumu, jana analaumu kanisa, analaumu wapinzani. And I remember akisema yeye aliombea kawa rais wa Kenya. Sasa ameanza kulaumu.
All right, good night.
Yes, sentiments come amid national outrage over killings and disappearances that are on the rise.
Okay, maybe some of our audience feel like they want to sleep. It's okay. Good night. Thank you for the support. Of course, I'm just, I won't take a lot of time. I'll take about 11 minutes possibly to see to it. Tomorrow's exam, have a successful exam. So you're having end term or semester exams? I wish you a success in your exams. You know, when you have exams, you really have to prepare. You have to be fresh, and you have to really go for them when you are fresh. So see you then. Tomorrow I'll be having another live stream, maybe earlier than now. But once you've subscribed, whenever I post that, I'll do it. You will see. Thank you so much. God bless you. Yeah, so let's go ahead. For those who are still on, I can see several people there. Let's get to Gachagua. Good night too. Good night. Gachagua here, what did he say? I want to get to the nitty-gritty of what he said. And of course, Wetangula is rallying Kalenjins to defend Ruto. That's how funny our government is. And then there is a Wajia Fatuma, a lady known as Fatuma Jewo, is vowing to steal votes for the president.
My work is easy because I use Clicker.
You know, that's how bad things are in the country, you know. Some of the leaders don't care whether things are, done or not. And that's why sometimes our leaders are never keen on what to do, because they have enough support, They have enough support of people who will stand with them.
Over to you.
Let's hear this. Imagine somebody standing and saying that even if it is stealing votes for a leader, they'll do it. Let's listen to this before you go to Gachagua.
President Ruto, a peaceful and a stable nation. You must implement the oath you took in Kasarani. And speaking on behalf of all governors of Kenya as chair of council, you have my support, you have my assurance that we will work with you to ensure that SHA succeeds for the benefit of the average Kenyan.
Now let's listen to that lady.
Tunasema tu two term. Ama kuna maneno ingine? Two term. Sio? Si tunaongojea tu debe iletwe hata kama hatutakuwa na votes tutamuibia. Hiyo
si Imagine. Guys, have you ever seen someone standing and then swearing that they readily say that they'll steal votes for somebody, even if there'll be no votes? Come on, that's how Kenyans have behaved. My goodness, that's how bad Kenya has become. Somebody having the audacity, the effrontery to stand in public and say such a thing. It's so disgusting, so disgusting. All right, so let's go back to the situation of talk on national dialogue. Let's see.
Kenya Kwanza leaders have hit out. Party leader Rigathi Gachagua opposed ODM party leader Raila Odinga's call for the establishment of an intergenerational national conclave as a way to better governance.
Baba jana alisema ya kwamba we need a national dialogue. National dialogue. Na sisi kama viongozi tuna support what Baba said. Ya kwamba people must talk.
Our Prime Minister has asked for a dialogue amongst the generations of Kenyans. Now you are saying that Raila Odinga has no contribution in the politics of Kenya. I want to tell you, my friend, Raila Odinga has not requested you as a tribalist to dialogue with him. He is asking the people of Kenya to dialogue as Kenyans
while defending the partnership between.
Hey, that is the tingo. So Kimani Ichung'wah is saying that the government does not want a dialogue with Gachagua because he's a tribalist. At the same time, we've seen the other leader indicating that dialogue has been supported by the government. But dialogue with who? Because, of course, if they are blaming the government and the clergy, who do they want to dialogue with? The citizens. How do they dialogue with citizens, Now, let's see how Raila urged for dialogue.
Mimi mwenyewe nimeangalia nikasema wakati imewadia. Wakati imewadia wa Kenya kuketi chini na kuzungumza.
Though approving of Gen Z's demonstrations, Raila has told the defiant
Yeah, remember Raila supported the demonstrations, right? But then again, he's calling for dialogue just for relevance purposes.
Aende pale, hakuna tofauti ataleta. Mambo ya ni ya takataka ya Ziwa Munyoro hatutaki kusikia. Please, my good friend wa Munyoro, wherever you want to lead this country, it is not good. The youth must have hope and opportunity. There cannot be hope and opportunity in an environment of chaos.
The political leaders also
Yeah, so of
ODM
course
leader
you've had some of the leaders coming out and saying that it will be only in an environment of
met on
dialogue
Saturday.
that there'll be an agreement and growth. I don't know what other people feel, you know?
The ODM leader dismissed those opposed to the formation of a conclave, which he said will be a...
Shida ni iko wapi? Hatutaki kwenda kwa uchaguzi 2027 na hasira mingi zaidi. Hasira ni nini? Hasira ni nini? Niliona Kioni juzi akiongea anasema ati yeye hataki conclave. Wewe endelea tu na yako. Sisi pia tutaendelea na yetu. Lazima watu wasungumuze. Mambo ya kuzungumuza ndio umetufikisha pale tuko sahi. If Kenyans don't talk, they will fight. So Kenyans must be given opportunity to talk. Wale wanataka kuongea kwa kijiji waongee.
Leaders allied to government took a swipe at former Deputy President GACHAGUA.
All right, so Kirk is asking, is William Ruto present? In that meeting, he was not. He was not there. They were just Kenya Kwanza leaders alongside Raila. So, and they were there to actually speak against those who are saying that dialogue should not go on, you know. And the president was not there, actually. He was not. Yeah. And of course, the plan is to have now people talking from grassroots. That is what they are interested in. Yeah, so, and of course, now people are making a lot of, you know, analysis to understand the former regime, the current regime, and what is in the, you know, what is cooking actually. I'm also very interested to understand what is cooking, because now they are saying their interest is not in talking to GACHAGUA as we thought. For them, they want to talk with the young people so that they don't go for elections when they are angry. So what is this exactly? Whom are they going to talk to? Because if you look at the young people, when you look at the young people who are standing in the position of young people, like we had Makore, we had Morara, they are no longer there. Though we have seen young people like during the burial for Ojwang, we saw some young people standing out and demanding, you know, demanding that the government stands up to defend their rights. Now let's go back to GACHAGUA, because I've shown so many people, but I've not shown GACHAGUA. So that is the part I have to show before I end this. You know, how GACHAGUA said that he cannot actually stand and listen to the president. Yeah, he actually came out and swore that he cannot have dialogues with the government. So let's just check on that. I think this is the part. Yeah, here. It's a short one. You can actually wait. Don't go, please. Don't go. It's just a short one.
Meanwhile, former Deputy President talks done in the past have gone without producing tangible results.
you.
Speaking to Kenya's
I don't
living
know whether
in
it needs
Seattle,
for
Washington
tea.
State, in the U.S., GACHAGUA said Raila took advantage of the Gen Z protests to join the government and should therefore not be trusted.
Let's see there. This lady.
That line of thinking about dialogue is being brought by Raila. Raila is totally irrelevant in the Kenyan political discourse, because every election cycle he loses, he finds his way into government. He wants to be in government, but he doesn't want responsibility. Yeah, he is there, but somebody else takes the flak. And I think it's good. We cannot keep on having situations and people talk. You know, Raila has been in every dialogue, but the problems of Kenya do not end.
For over 7 years.
All right, so you heard him, right? So the reason why GACHAGUA is saying he won't go into dialogue from the public face, he's telling us that this dialogue has been pushed by Raila. And he believes Raila is irrelevant in the current politics. Now, I saw another analysis, somebody saying that indeed Raila is irrelevant because currently people are not standing with him. Whether they're Gen Z, they declared that he should not go to the streets. Whether it is the people from Western, whether it's from the Mulima itself, or Ukambani, or Mombasa. That is what he said. And so he was saying that currently the relevant people in the politics, or rather those who would be calling for dialogue, I would want to understand who exactly is the government calling for dialogue? Because when they talk about citizens, do citizens have any platform where they can meet the government and share their views? Or how are they planning to have them share their views as they are actually purporting? We've heard from the Raila's conversation, he's saying that he doesn't want people to go for votes, or rather to vote in 2027 when they're angry. That anger will burn the country. That is his speech, that things should cool down, and they'll cool down through dialogues. And we have seen some of the leaders in the government, Kenya Kwanza, saying that they don't want a dialogue with Gachagua. Ironically. Yet they are blaming that Gachagua plus the allies like Natembea, Hisa Kitui, of course, Eugene Wamalwa, Kalonzo Musyoka. Or is there a plan, as we saw last week, to have Kalonzo coming on board, or Matiang, or somebody else? Then once they join the government, then that will be a dialogue that they are talking about. Because when you look at Gen Zs, actually they are faceless, leaderless, tribalist. So they cannot have a dialogue with the government. Now, one of the leaders has said that let people meet in small groups and share their views. I don't know what views, because I think many Kenyans have shared their views, whether during that time they were actually having the last year's, budget, and people came out, they began to share their views, and at the end of the day, nothing was actually listened to. Many Kenyans have actually also communicated sometimes through virtual processes, and even as they talk, no one listens. And of course, the demands are very few. The aspect of streamlining health, that is SHA. The aspect of streamlining education, so that university fee payment should not be that high for anybody. The aspect of streamlining job market, so that we have jobs for the citizens. The aspect of actually working on prices of products, so that they are a bit fair, and also working against the double tax, so that I don't pay tax on my salary, and again I pay tax on products that I'm buying, The aspect of having security, whereby we don't see the police as enemies. They are our neighbors, The police are our friends, some from family. So the fact that we should have that mutual respect and care, so that we are not seeing the exchange between the police and the citizens being that contravening, The fact that as jobs are being given, we don't see as if it's one tribe, like you look at the heads of parastatals or the directors of major companies in the country, it shouldn't look like it's one tribe thing. The fact that when we see people traveling abroad when jobs have been announced, we also have people favored. Even in TSC, you find that most teachers who are getting direct letters to jobs, they are from specific tribes, So that's such things should be done away with, so that we have an equal opportunity. We shouldn't have a situation where promotions, like you come to TSC or a civil servant, then you realize that we have people are being favored, being given promotions because of where they come from, while others are neglected, and so many other facts, and there are not so many when you look at them. So who listens to who? Because listening means acting right, and that is what Kenyans are asking for day after day. So when they call upon dialogues, I don't know, because it all started with this killing of Ojwang, and then it erupted into Sabasaba. Demonstrations now began to swing. And I don't think actually dialogue would really help. But if things are done right, if corruption is suffocated so that we have a better nation, if we are going to have health, so that I go to hospital, I don't have to be limited, but treated to the best, that as I pay tax, I understand that everywhere in the country, whenever I go, roads are good, and I also understand that if I'm doing construction, for example, I can have an easy way, not that somebody has an easy way and I have a hard way. Somebody can easily make billions while it's so hard for me to make even thousands. That becomes a problem, So that is where many Kenyans are really feeling it, because we have people who can hardly earn a coin at the end of the day. At the end of the month, they are suffocated. They have taken online debts and they are not able to pay because business are dwindling, going down, The rates of poverty actually are going high. Insecurity also high, because when people find themselves jobless, good night, baby. When people find themselves jobless, what they do is they want a quick loot. And if you are living in Kenya actually currently, you find that people are stealing things that they never stole in past. Like areas, people cutting areas in villages, People cutting when electricity goes, the drop box is stolen, People going into houses for rampage and stealing even mattresses, This never used to happen before. We could have people stealing cows, we could have people stealing from shops, but then this petty, theft that is happening even on the streets of Nairobi has never been common, but it's becoming the order of the day because people are. Yeah, so those are the facts behind the current politics of Kenya. So whether you believe in dialogue or you reject it, you can actually drop your comment in the comment sections and support my channel by likes, subscription, and maybe sharing my videos. Let's grow together because this is the only way to go. I'm really appreciative for so many people who came today on the live chat. Let me do a shout out to them. We had so many people today actually. Kirk, we had, let me check out on them and do a shout out before I end this video. Yeah, so I'm really appreciative actually. I don't take it for granted. At least I've reached 150 subscribers currently, and I know that my goal is to get more and more subscribers, the likes, and more from you. And I actually grow because of you. It's not easy, but when you are here always supporting me, it means a world to me. Yeah, so I'll do a shout out to those who came today. And of course, that's why I'm opening on the other platform so that I can see the names. The phone is not actually showing, given that so let me do a shout out to those who came by today. There were so many. We started by having Peter Polezek from Germany. We had Javi Ajit. Thank you so much. May God bless you. We had Rismawati. Thank you so much for coming handy. We had Mosquitinho. We also had another follower, or rather a fan, Jack from India. Thank you so much for coming handy. We had Kirk. Welcome. Yeah, so those are the people who came handy and they showed their faces. We have others who actually watched my video without showing their faces, but I really appreciate, because as a result of you, I really get the inspiration to go on every day and continue creating, live streaming, and doing more videos. And I know when I grow with you, of course, when I do now videos without necessarily doing live streams, I'll obviously have people watching, and I really appreciate for you choosing to listen or rather watch Life Saga TV. It's such an honor. May God bless you. May you never lack and have abundance of life. Bye bye for now. Let's meet tomorrow in other videos that we'll be doing or other aspects. Thank you. I have to end this. Why is it rejecting?